Today is a very sad day for the channel because today is finally the day that I got roasted. I got debunked. It's over, bro. I gotta pack my stuff and move on to a different hobby. It's time to start painting. So you might remember about a month ago, I made a video on someone called Annawaifu, and I responded to her video where she was claiming that casuals need to be gatekept from gaming. She commented on the video I made, and we went back and forth arguing in the comment section, and I thought that was the end of it, until she uploaded a video today where she tries to quote-unquote debunk casual gamers' arguments, and she brings up the argument I made about the Discord server in there, so sit back, grab some popcorn, grab some soda, make sure it's the diet version, we on that healthy shit over here, and enjoy the video.
So now that I'm binge-watching Papa the Performer and the FNAF movie isn't out yet, I thought I would actually give flat-out responses to the usual nonsense that casual gamers spout to make us hardcore gamers look bad.
You have done that yourself!
We didn't make you look bad, you made yourself look bad. You made a video attacking casual gamers and you're surprised that they fire back at you?
And that we should invite everyone into gaming despite casuals not caring about games, but yeah, let's let everyone in and ruin it further. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Something intelligent, maybe? Also, what do you mean invite somebody into gaming? Anybody can just go down to the store, buy a Nintendo Switch, and play. Like, this isn't a fucking Xbox Live party. You don't need an invite. All you need is a console and a game, and you can get into gaming. You don't have to do any, like, voodoo magic bullshit.
I'm about to respond to a bunch of worthless arguments these casuals use to feel better about themselves, so let's get straight into this shindig before I pass out.
Everybody else's argument is worthless because I say so. Apparently, if you're a casual gamer, your argument is just worthless, dude. And how come every transition you use, you have music in the background that's so bad that it will give you a terminal illness?
This point is probably the most baffling to me. Like, yeah, I guess in a cosmic sort of way, casuals started the industry.
Yeah, they absolutely did start the industry. When the first ever video game was released, do you think people were just automatically hardcore players when they bought the game? No, they'd start off as casuals. Everybody starts off gaming as a casual player. Like, think of the average Pac-Man player back in the day. Do you think the average Pac-Man player was a hardcore Pac-Man fan? No, they were just a casual player who now and then when they walked by the machine might drop 25 cents in to play for a while.
The problem is the definition of a casual is someone who doesn't play video games as much as others or doesn't have much of an emotional investment in the medium.
Okay, so apparently a casual is somebody who plays video games less than others. I mean, but how much do others play? Where's the bar set? How much do you have to play to not be considered a casual? Like, you gotta explain these things. Also, what about people who are casual gamers in one series and hardcore gamers in another series? What about those people? Are they casuals or not?
It's not that hard to understand. If you are a casual and you do not care about video games, you cannot say that we don't know anything about video games. Now, if you're a casual that does care about games, you just don't play as much, and you still clout the problems in the industry, then great. Congratulations. You're not like most casuals.
Okay, but how do you know that most casuals don't care about the problems with video games? I've seen plenty of casual players complain about problems within the games they're playing. And I've made this point before too, but if casuals don't care about gaming, then why are they playing video games? Like, personally, I don't care about movies, so you won't catch me watching a movie. Obviously, they care about gaming to some degree if they're willing to go out, spend $500 on a console, another $80 for a controller, and then like $70 more for a game, and then like $80 for the online subscription. Obviously, they care about gaming a little bit.
So let me get out a full-thought response on why this statement is absolute nonsense, knowing what the definition of a casual gamer. First, I want to go over people shitting on me for saying gaming didn't have a crash in the 90s. First of all, this just shows that people don't know how economics works. Just because we had a crash in the 80s, that doesn't mean the effects are gone.
What you said is the crash happened in the 80s and 90s when it only happened in the 80s. I understand that the effects of this lingered into the 90s, but that's like saying World War II happened in the 40s and 50s because the effects of World War II were still lingering around after the fact.
Let's take anime for example. In the 90s, anime had a giant crash. Yes, Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, and Berserk saved anime from being extinct, but that doesn't mean the effects of the crash weren't there. All the way into the early 2000s, anime was still recovering as Toonami was trying to streamline anime to Western audiences even more to get it to recover.
Yes, I understand that the effects linger on, but the anime crash happened in the 90s and not the early— Why the fuck are we arguing about anime in a video about casual gamers? I'm just gonna skip over her section about anime because honestly I couldn't give less of a shit.
It's because industries are scared to take risks and want to appeal to a certain demographic, Coomers, instead of just making good shows. The same happened with video games. It wasn't even until 1996 that gaming started to recover because of Pokemon, Half-Life, Mario 64, Zelda Ocarina of Time, and others.
So in your video where you try to insult casual gamers and say that they are ruining the industry, you say that the best games ever created were Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, 3 of the most casual franchises in the world. You can't even make this shit up, dude.
And we're still suffering from the effects of the Great Recession from 2009 in my country, Texas. Your country, Texas. Your country, Texas. I genuinely can't believe that it's 2 in the morning. I am sat in front of a microphone arguing with somebody who says Texas is their country. I'm pretty sure what you meant to say is your state, the state of Texas. There might be something I'm missing here, but holy shit, I hope you didn't actually just refer to Texas as a fucking country. Like, dude, I genuinely cannot believe that this is a legitimate video uploaded to the internet. Is still suffering from the effects of Hurricane Harvey despite it happening back in 2014. Just because someone says, or the government or whatever says that something has ended doesn't mean the effects aren't there. Hashtag look up Chernobyl. The reason I say the crash lasted till the 80s to the 90s is because games didn't start to recover well until the early to late 90s. So let's answer this question. Did casuals start the industry?
Part of the industry was started by casual gamers, and the other part of the industry was started by the developers themselves. Gaming did not start out with a hardcore fan base. However, some of those casuals that played video games turned into hardcore gamers.
This question. Did casuals start the industry? No.
Without the large amount of casual gamers, these video game companies back in the 90s would not have had enough money to keep their business running.
The most casuals were even playing was Solitaire in the 90s.
That's probably because I'm pretty sure Solitaire was completely free, and when a game is free, obviously more people are gonna play it than a paid game. I mean, look at like Fortnite and Call of Duty. When Fortnite came out, way more people were playing that than Call of Duty.
Yes, the biggest casual game in the 90s was Solitaire. Casual gamers only started booming during the early 2000s, more like 2005 to 2011.
Yes, because nobody enjoyed casually playing video games until the years 2005 to 2011. Everybody before that was just a hardcore gamer. Also between 2005 and 2011, tons of social media platforms were created, which exposes video games to more people that might want to check them out.
The most casual games were Peggle, Farmville, Bejeweled, and Diablo 2, and I guess Pokemon as well, but we don't really decide what game is casual or not, so Pokemon being casual isn't gamers' fault. It's just a game that's easy to understand, which is why casuals play them.
The reason so many people enjoyed Pokemon is because yes, it was easy to understand, so lots of children could easily get into the hobby. In this video earlier, you were praising Pokemon, and now you're saying it's a game for casuals.
The problem with casuals isn't because they play easy games. The problem is they will buy games that are obviously bad.
And hardcore gamers don't do that as well? I mean, how many times have we seen the Call of Duty community bitch and complain about, oh, Call of Duty is shit, Call of Duty is shit, I've been playing for 20 years, it's never been this bad, and then they go out and buy the game anyway. Like, how many times have we seen pro players in the Call of Duty community go out and buy the new Call of Duty the day it drops, even if it's a steaming pile of dog shit?
Like the new Call of Duty games or Assassin's Creed games. They will buy games that are bad because they don't care about the industry. It's these sort of people that spread this not caring attitude and this loose wallet attitude with loot boxes and shit.
Is that so? Because I remember when they introduced supply drops to Black Ops 3, all the hardcore players were going out and spending thousands of dollars at a time to try to get a certain weapon so they can get gameplay with it.
That has spread this virus among the gaming community, and there are idiots on YouTube who will pretend everything is okay to avoid responsibility. Yeah.
Okay, but a lot of gaming YouTubers literally make a living by playing video games, so they are not casual players.
I guess you're not directly responsible for the downfall of gaming, but you are buying these games, which is making these companies make more of these shitty games. But let's move on.
Oh no, bro.
Yes, gaming has gone downhill. I know people will make the argument, if you don't like AAA games and play indie games. First of all, that doesn't prove your point. If anything, you're admitting gaming is shit.
So apparently gaming is dead because you only want to play what's popular, and a lot of the games that are great are not so popular, such as Ultra Kill, Trepang 2, and Get to the Orange Door. Popular does not equal good. I mean, the app TikTok existing and being as popular as it is proves that.
If you have to tell me to play indie games instead of the big budget stuff, then you are admitting that the games in the AAA division are so bad that you have to tell me to play indie games. Then maybe you need to rethink what you said.
Once again, just because you don't want to play the good games out there because they're not as popular as the big AAA games doesn't mean that gaming is dying and it's going downhill. While I will admit that there's a lot of bad AAA games out there, not every single AAA game is just a steamy pile of dog shit. I mean, games like Doom Eternal exist, dude.
Indie games don't replace AAA games.
Indie bad, AAA good.
Games are bad nowadays, that's just a fact. I can list off hundreds of games from the old days that are good compared to nowadays. Let's list off games from the 90s to the early 2000s.
I bet you she's gonna list off a lot of games that are popular with casual players.
Also, indie games don't replace the big budget shit, like come on, but let's go on with our list.
Seriously, hop off that AAA meat.
Pokemon Red and Blue.
So, in a video where you try to explain why casuals are ruining the industry, you say that one of the best games of all time is Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon, a franchise that is very popular with casual players because of how easy it is to play.
Earthbound. Super Mario 64.
Super Mario 64, another game that was extremely popular with casual gamers. I mean, I was playing that shit when I was like 5 years old.
Resident Evil, Dragon Quest III, Super Mario RPG, Tomb Raider, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, Tenkin 2, Mother 3, Golden Sun Dark Dawn, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Land 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, because when I think of a franchise that would not be popular with casual gamers, I instantly think of Kirby. A franchise that literally anybody could beat.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Kirby Superstar Ultra, Wii Sports Resort.
You don't think casuals played Wii Sports. I mean, that is literally one of the most casual games of all time. I mean, my whole family played that shit.
Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby and Emerald, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Kingdom Hearts 2, Final Fantasy 7, Super Mario 3, Call of Duty 2.
Call of Duty, one of the most casual franchises in the world. I mean, most people on that game just got off their 9 to 5 and they're just packing a bowl and playing. Also, speaking of Call of Duty used to be way more casual. I mean, do you remember Modern Warfare 2 in like 2009? It was so unbalanced, there were so many overpowered weapons and things like that, because hardcore gamers weren't crying and bitching about the game being unbalanced, and that's what made it so fun. But nowadays, every single game has to be like tuned for esports. The game has to be balanced. There can't be overpowered fun weapons to use, because the competitive players need to have a balanced experience.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, Dead Space 2, The Last of Us, Uncharted 1 and 2, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Dexter, Pokemon Ranger, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Super Mario Galaxy.
How are you gonna bring up Kirby's Epic Yarn in a video where you're saying casuals ruin gaming? I mean, Kirby's Epic Yarn is one of the easiest games to get into. I'm pretty sure you can't even die in that game.
Super Mario 2, Shadow of the Colossus, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Borderlands 2, Spyro, Sly Cooper, The Sims, Silent Hill.
You seriously don't think a lot of casual players enjoyed playing The Sims? Like, are you delusional?
Saint Hill 2 and 3. And so many others. You will never see a lineup like that ever again.
Let's be real, if a game like The Sims came out today, or Kirby's Epic Yarn or whatever, you'd call it garbage because it caters to casuals too much or whatever.
Now what do I have for this generation?
Elden Ring, Sekiro, Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima, Mario Bros. Wonder and Pikmin 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Hollow Knight, Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky once they got updated, Trepang 2, Ultra Kill, Get to the Orange Door, Halo Infinite especially with the recent updates, Resident Evil 4 Remake, the countless mods created for older games. I mean, you're watching background gameplay of me playing on a Black Ops 2 map that was created in 2012, on the Black Ops 3 engine that was created in 2015, using Black Ops 4 guns that was created in 2018.
Gaming. I have Alien Isolation, I have Sunset Overdrive. I have Vindictus, Dead Space Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, I guess COD 2019, Sekiro, Persona 5, I guess, God of War 2018, which I don't even like that game that much, too many cutscenes, Far Cry 5, which I don't even think Far Cry 5 it's good, it's just entertaining at some points, Ghost of Tsushima, and I guess Borderlands 3.
Okay, you said earlier that casuals are buying games that aren't good and it's ruining the industry, but here you are saying that Far Cry 5 isn't good, but you bought the game anyway?
Even though that story is shit, but the gameplay wasn't bad. What else do I have? Starfield turned out to be shit. God of War, the new one, was disappointing. Cyberpunk turned out to be disappointment. The new Assassin's Creed sucks. There's too many loot boxes and new games.
Yeah, this is how you know you don't know what you're talking about, because loot boxes kinda got phased out around 2020, and now the big thing is battle passes.
Once Scarlet and Violet, shit. Too many cutscenes again, like I said. Limited gameplay. There's a bunch of political stuff in games, but I guess gaming is better than ever. Yeah, it is financially. Gaming is bigger financially, not quality. I guess Starfield is a masterpiece, right?
Ayo, for real, what the fuck is this NPC? This NPC kinda reminds me of someone. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks they look alike. And how does goofy-looking NPCs make the game bad? If anything, it makes it better because you get to laugh at them.
Oh, don't worry guys, the game might be bad now, but wait for us to release a bunch of DLC for $70 with a patch and it'll be good. Like, fuck off, casuals.
What's that? The developers want to offer some extra content and DLC? Damn casuals. What does developers releasing DLC have to do with casuals?
Yes, we need gatekeeping. I have said this before with my Elvis Presley example. 4 years ago, there was an Elvis Discord. It was full of Elvis fans who deeply cared about Elvis as a person, his music, and into Elvis culture. Yes, there is a Elvis culture, believe it or not. However, after Discord became public because of mod issues that I can't describe, the whole server turned upside its head, and this doesn't affect the Discord, which is full of troons and gay fan art with people who don't even know Elvis's birthday.
What's that? People listen to Elvis Presley? And they don't know his birthday? Pieces of shit.
It affects the community as a whole. Ever since the movie has been released, casuals who don't even care about Elvis made the community worse, making the community toxic and worst pieces of fiction I have ever seen.
I fail to see how this ruins Elvis Presley as a hobby. Like, can you just not listen to his music anymore because like 3 random people on the internet decided to make a fanfiction?
You wouldn't do this stuff if you actually cared about Elvis. Now you could say, well, don't you just make the Discord private?
I mean, that's a pretty simple solution. Don't want people in, make it private.
Okay, dumbass, doesn't it go against your point of letting everyone into a medium? If you can tell me to make a Discord private so casual Elvis fans can't come in, then why not video games?
There is no way she thinks moderating your Discord server in the way that you want is the same thing as keeping billions of people out of the hobby of gaming. I mean, the Discord server is owned by a single person, so they can choose what to do with it. Gaming isn't owned by one person, so you can't just gatekeep everyone out of it. Bro. What are you gonna do if somebody starts gaming? Fucking run over to their house.
Why is it okay to gatekeep casual gamers, but it's completely fine to gatekeep Elvis fans?
The difference is, if you gatekeep casual gamers out of gaming, then they are not able to enjoy a hobby. But if you kick somebody out of an Elvis Presley Discord server, they can still listen to his music. And this also works the other way around. It is completely fine to own a gaming Discord server, and if you really don't like casuals that much, you can kick them out. I mean, they won't be able to be in your Discord server, sure, but they can still enjoy gaming. The same way that Elvis fans who are kicked out of your Discord server can still listen to his music. Like, it genuinely baffles me that you think this way. Like, are you sure that your brain isn't in power saver mode? You seriously think choosing how to moderate your Discord server that you created is the same thing as stopping billions of people from accessing gaming as a hobby?
Again, casuals do not care about the gaming industry, so forgive me if I want to keep the people who don't even care about the medium out.
How are you gonna keep them out? Like, do we got the gaming guardian over here? Like, are you the software samurai or the entertainment enforcer? Like, who do you think you are to tell other people what they can and cannot do as hobbies?
It's like if you're teaching your boyfriend how to play Borderlands and he's not even paying attention because he's more focused on squeezing your melons.
I'm pretty sure any guy who chooses to play Borderlands over holding some melons, I don't think they're straight, bro.
If you as a casual doesn't care about games and just treating it as some stupid pastime and nothing more,
That is the entire purpose of gaming. It's something that you do in your spare time when you don't have anything else to do. I mean, how are you a quote-unquote hardcore gamer and you don't know this?
Then maybe you need to rethink your priorities. Look, if you want to play games as a pastime, fine. The problem is that they will waste their money on endless sequels and loot boxes because they don't care. They don't care about every game becoming movies with little to no gameplay.
Is that the case? Because I have friends who are casual gamers and when they see a cutscene they're like, damn, skip this shit, I want to get into the gameplay. Like, do you have a source to back up that all casuals want to do is watch cutscenes and play games that are like movies?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
They don't care that in Starfield almost all white people are replaced with black people and Asians, because I guess having a game full of white people is racist, but doing it the other way around isn't? Whatever.
It wouldn't be an anna-waifu video if she didn't make it political somehow. And who's to say that casuals are okay with that kind of stuff? I mean, trust me, when the whole pronoun controversy was going around, I seen a lot of casual gamers outraged.
Bottom line, casuals, this is your fault. Because of you not caring about the product, wanting to shove shit down your throat for minutes on end, not caring about the quality of what they're playing, just wanting their lives to be filled with as much crap as possible because you have nothing better to do.
If casuals were playing something that they didn't think is good, wouldn't they just stop playing? If they don't care about video games, why are they playing video games?
Moving on. Oh boy.
Oh boy!
This one, this one's my favorite. I don't even think I need to explain all that much. I'm just gonna play this amazing clip from our Lord and Savior.
I mean, I would show this in the video, but I don't want to get demonetized because I like money.
It's clear to all of us that there are politics in video games. Sure, not every single video game in existence, but it's pretty obvious with the propaganda in video games.
I'm assuming by propaganda you mean anything kind of like modernized nowadays, but there are tons of games that don't even have that in it. I mean, you see Mario Bros. Wonder. You see games like Tears of the Kingdom, games like that Resident Evil 4 remake.
Explain to me why so many video game characters are ugly.
Who cares how attractive the video game characters are? Like, I'm not sitting there waxing my carrot to the attractiveness of a video game character.
Explain to me why in Starfield almost all the population isn't white, like were all white people extinct?
I don't know, when I played the game it seemed pretty 50-50 to me. But then again, I didn't really pay attention that much to like the race of the characters, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if this is true or not, to be honest. But hey, feel free to let me know in the comments if this is actually true or not.
Why in games do they have to put flags of sexualities that don't exist in video games?
Money.
This game sucks. Yes, there are politics in games. However, if it's not shoved in your face, I guess it doesn't matter. In order for people to see that there are politics in games, we must say out loud what our beliefs are for you to understand that they exist. We can't be subtle with it because it doesn't exist, I guess. Being subtle with beliefs isn't a thing. You can't be subtle with anything in video games. You have to say it in my face. Capitalism bad for someone like a casual gamer to understand.
When talking about things like this, you should really give examples so that people know what you're talking about. Like, give specific examples of what you think is propaganda.
I know that there are other arguments these idiots use to say hardcore gamers suck and let casuals in just because, even though they don't care about the medium.
Once again, if they don't care about the medium, then why are they trying to get into it?
The thing that separated me from the rest of y'all is that I care about games, and I care about this industry.
Okay, and apparently if you're just a person who casually plays video games, it automatically means you don't care about the hobby and you don't care about the industry? I mean, where did you get that source from? Your ass?
You do not. So don't tell me what's wrong with the industry when you yourself don't even care. Again, not all casuals, but most of them. If you're a casual watching this and none of this applies to you, then fine. What I hate about all of this is casual street gaming is just a pastime and nothing more.
Gaming is a hobby. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just like how sports is a hobby, making YouTube videos is a hobby, making movies is a hobby. I mean, like, what the fuck do you want me to tell you?
But that's not true. Media can change you. It can teach you new things. Media isn't just a pastime. It's an exploration of your ideas, your hobbies, and your personality. I remember playing Pokemon Sapphire for the first time, getting lost in Dewford Cave, and because I didn't have Flash, I had to reset the game. But when I was prepared, it made for a memorable moment, and the cave was worth exploring and it felt way more rewarding.
And that changed you as a person, having to reset a game?
I remember playing Borderlands 2 for the first time and growing attached to Handsome Jack and understanding the pain he went through by losing his daughter. These moments made me use my brain.
You should have used it while making this video as well. Like, you're sitting here acting like casual players like invented cancer or something.
Media isn't just there to consume.
Media is a product. A product is meant to be consumed. I mean, like, this is just basic knowledge.
It's there to bring people together, like video games were meant to do. And it gives children and adults alike memorable and awesome moments, but modern gaming isn't like that anymore.
Because you will not play the countless amounts of great indie games out there and will only play AAA games, which by the way is entirely your fault.
It's all about chasing trends, making money, putting loot boxes in, charging insane amounts of money for DLC and patches.
Patches usually come out to rebalance the game or fix bugs. You don't have to pay for patches. DLC on the other hand, yeah, you have to pay for that. But I hate this argument of DLC bad because you have to spend money. Not every single DLC is bad. I mean, look at like the Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 DLC.
Sequels to existing games just for money. Casuals coming in, treating the medium as nothing more as a pastime.
You know why they're treating it as a pastime? Because it is a pastime. That is what gaming is created for. When you don't have anything else to do, when you got all your work done, you're not busy anymore, you sit back, relax, and you spend your free time playing some games. And I already hear the keyboard clicking down in the comment section. I hear him typing. I hear him just sweating right now as he types out on his keyboard about how, well, I make so much money playing video. I don't care, dude.
And a time waster, and shoveling stuff down their gullets because they have nothing better to do. Why even involve yourself in the medium if you don't care about it?
Here's the thing, if they don't care about video games, they aren't playing them.
If you want to play games casually, fine, but don't blame the industry for going downhill when you are part of the problem. Stop telling us that we're wrong. Stop telling us that we have no right to gatekeep you because you yourself don't care about the medium.
You are wrong, and you have no right to tell other people that they cannot get into gaming as a hobby and they have to care about the downfall of the industry. Like, this rant you're going on is something I would expect to see on Reddit.
Make gaming great again. See you in the next one.
Can't believe I just spent one night of my life editing that video. God damn it.